Okay, so they leave. I have a problem. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Democrats, y'all need to get it together. And I know I say this like every other video. I'm a registered Democrat, and I'm telling you, as a registered Democrat, Democrats, you need to get it together. Why are you leaving? For what? For why? Like, it's giving very much tantrum. Who do I care? Connecting people with policy. I want to thank y'all for 1,000 subscribers. Before we start, I want to thank you for 1,000 subscribers, y'all. Like, YouTube sent me a message on Google. They were like, congratulations, you hit 1,000. I said, thanks. I'm shy. But no, thank y'all for the support, especially in such a short amount of time, because y'all know I've been on a hiatus on YouTube, so I really was like, you know, that YouTube life ain't for me until one day I was talking to somebody and they were just like, oh, start doing reaction videos. Doop-de-doop. Long story short, here we are, 1,000 subscribers later. Next goal is 1 million. Get with it. No, I'm just kidding. Next goal is 10,000. I feel like we could really do 10,000. I'm really blessed, and I thank God. And I thank y'all for your support. But before we begin today's video, don't forget to share, like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you're notified whenever I post a new video. And follow me on my social media, guys. I really, really do appreciate y'all. And I really appreciate your support. Because as y'all know, like, politics, policy, it ain't that easy when you're, you know, independent, you know what I'm saying? When people ain't trying to throw money at you like that, unless, like, you're willing to, you know, sacrifice some morals and principles. But that's a different conversation. Anyways, today's video, we are watching, why is this falling? I need to fix these wires, this wire. Okay, so on today's YouTube video, we are watching Rep Kamek. Forgive me if I'm saying her name wrong. It's Kamek. It infuriates. I can't even talk today. So today's video, we are watching Congresswoman Kat Kamek. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Forgive me. Infuriates Democrats with clip of gender reassignment surgery expert in E and C markup. So apparently in this video, Democrats, they stormed out or walked out, something of that nature. I saw a clip of it on TikTok, so I was like, wait, what is going on? So I wanted to watch this so you can have my full reactions, and also to get context as far as like why they walked out. With that being said, am I missing anything? No. Let's go straight into the video.
Kat Kamek here. Yesterday, the Democrats walked out of our hearing in Energy and Commerce over an amendment that would prohibit funding for adolescent gender reassignment surgery at children's hospitals. You heard it right. No taxpayer funding for gender reassignment surgeries caused the Democrats to walk out. This is a really, really tough issue. And instead of sticking it out, having a dialogue, they turned their backs and walked out. So check this video out. It is totally worth the watch. It really shows just how far we have to go in getting this country back on track.
Okay, so before we even begin, I need to actually do research on this amendment, but just the basis of the amendment, I agree with the amendment. I don't think public funding should go into reassignment surgery, specifically for youth. As a registered Democrat myself, I am a true believer that 90% of Democrats don't truly believe the policies that they are pushing at all. I don't think when it comes to this specific topic, not only with the funding, but allowing minors to transition physically and allowing them to get on like puberty blockers and certain medications that will specifically for their transition, I'm 100% against it. And a lot of Democrats are, but a lot of Democrats, they like to tread lightly because they maneuver in fear of receiving backlash. I don't think this is a red and blue issue at all. I think this is just a moral issue, like a principle issue. Like, it's not like right versus left. It's like morals. Like, you can't put your child who is not of the age on medication to do treatment that is irreversible. I think a lot of people think it's like peaches and cream. They glamorize it like, oh, my child feels like they were born in the wrong body. Boom, give them A, B, and C, and now they're going to be right. Okay, no one talks about the mental health component. No one talks about the emotional component of it. No one talks about the physical changes that they'll need assistance with, as far as like having like counseling and so forth. But like, I just feel like we need to stop glamorizing it and actually get to the root of the issue, as far as like what the negatives are when we put children through this process. Our biggest, and the video hasn't even started and I'm already rambling, y'all. This is the last thing I'm gonna say before then I'm gonna start it for real. Our biggest priority in this life is to protect those that come after us, i.e. our children. So I feel like, I truly believe allowing someone to wait till they're 18 to transition is what is supposed to be, point blank, period. Even in my personal beliefs, I think 18 is still too young, because I feel like at 18 you're still figuring yourself out, because who I was at 18 and who I am now, two different people. But I still think, just as far as a legal realm of it, allow them to do what they want to do when they're 18. But prior to that, no. Let's begin now. Sorry.
Is Ms. Kamick for 5 minutes on the amendment?
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. I am so grateful to my colleagues, Representative Crenshaw for his leadership on this bill, and all of my colleagues here who are supporting funding for our children's hospitals. I want to reiterate again that nothing in this bill would prohibit a child with gender dysphoria from receiving proper mental and behavioral health care services. The underlying text is limited to experimental medical intervention, specifically using puberty blockers, hormone therapies, and surgeries to change.
Okay. So I'm confused. What's wrong with that then? Because they're saying that they're not taking away funding as far as when it comes to like the mental assistance, like therapy, counseling, or anything of that nature. What they're saying is that they are not going to fund children to physically start their transition, anything as far as like puberty blockers and so forth. I don't see an issue with that. I feel like that's how it's supposed to be honest. Because like, one thing about it, two things for sure, you don't want to put your child, like, let's say your child is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, however old they are, and they come to you and say, I feel like I was born in the wrong body, I'm struggling through A, B, and C. You don't want to put them through something that is irreversible. Like, you don't want to put them in through, like, i.e. puberty blockers with the intent for them to transition, and then them later down the line realize, you know what, I think those feelings wasn't like gender dysphoria. Maybe those feelings was my sexuality. Maybe maybe I wasn't born in the wrong body. Maybe I'm just attracted to the same. Like, that's just an example. I'm not saying that's everybody's reality, but that is I'm using that as an example. That's why I'm just like, bro, this stuff that we're trying to put our kids through, and people use words like, oh, it's suicide prevention. You're playing a dangerous game. You're literally playing with fire at that point.
A child's gender. And it was mentioned several times from my colleagues on the other side of the aisle that we don't understand this process. And so for the sake of clarity, really, I'd like to show a video, a brief interview that was conducted by an expert in gender reassignment surgeries from Oregon's healthcare system.
Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
I object. I move that the committee adjourn. This has turned into.
Wait, what? What? Wait. Let me.
I move that the committee be adjourned.
It's official. It's official testimony.
Can I, Madam Chair, can I just ask?
Madam
Rather
Chair, without
than
objection,
object.
I would like to.
Okay.
I would like to play this
Committee
video.
will come to
Wait, Why are
order.
they objecting? Because she said that it's a video of. Hold on, let me continue to play. Let me stop pausing it.
I was
Motion
going
to adjourn is not debatable, right? So I have to ask.
Oh, they're not even objecting. They're trying to adjourn.
Okay,
it. So that's another problem that I'm having. You're not even trying to object to the possible video that she's bringing up. You're trying to adjourn. So adjourning is running away from the problem. Objecting is facing the problem.
Ms. Kamick
Madam
controls
Chair.
the time. She gets her 5 minutes, and then we'll move
Madam
to the
Chair.
vote on the motion
Madam
to
Chair.
adjourn.
We don't want to
Thank
be
you,
held
Madam Chair.
hostage
Sorry,
by
Rhea-
whatever it
Rhea,
is that you
excuse
guys
me.
are
Claiming my
doing.
Committee
time.
will come to order.
So
Ms.
you'll
Kamek
have your
controls
votes.
the time. Ms. Kamek controls the time.
Thank you, Madam Chairman, Chairwoman. Without objection, I would like to
I
play this
object.
video.
Well, there's an
I
objection.
object. We have no foundation or basis for this video. We haven't seen it, and
It's
I
a
object.
medical expert from your side.
Wait, why are they? Now I actually want to see the video. I actually want to see the video. Because, okay, she says they haven't watched the video prior to its presentation. But Congresswoman Kamek just said that it's from their side. So I'm something is in that video. Let me see.
I object.
Doesn't she get
If we don't as you claim, if we do not understand how this surgeries work, I would like to show a video that articulates how these surgeries are conducted. I think that is completely germane to the conversation that we are having here today.
okay? Just
So I think, okay, so the video that Congresswoman Kamek is showing is someone explaining the surgery. So the only defense that I can really see for the Democrats, or even make up on the spot right now for the Democrats, to give them the benefit of the doubt, is that they're probably thinking that the video is like a presentation of how it's done, like a animation or something. But that's the only excuse I could give them, because other than that, it's just like, why are you objecting, especially if the expert is from your side?
excuse me. Lady will suspend. Committee will come to order. Okay, so Ms. Kamek gets to finish her 5 minutes, and then we will proceed.
Thank you. Please play the video.
You objected to the
Video.
All this talking.
It's an error.
Okay. Committee stands at recess while the minority gets to look at the video.
I want to look at the video.
2 minutes and 17 seconds.
Okay, so they're at recess. I'm not gonna pause it. They're at recess, but should I pause? Actually, no. Oh wait, I should pause it. Not me using the recess time to consider if I should pause it or not. Anyways, so the fact that, I'm not gonna lie, this is a red flag, because it's like, what are you trying to hide? Why can't we see the video? And I'm glad we're about to see it right now, but it's like, what? And the amendment that's being presented is not like it's not a bad amendment. I'm gonna say this: vast majority of the people, vast majority of Americans, probably 91.9% of Americans would probably agree with this amendment, honestly and truly.
To order, Ms. Kamek had asked unanimous consent for the committee to watch the video. There was an objection. I'm going to yield now to Mr. Pallone for the purposes of his objection.
I looked at the video, but I insist on my objection because I have to be honest, I don't even understand what the person is saying. It's all, to me, it's just almost impossible for us to understand what he's saying and how it relates to what we're discussing here. Even the authentication is difficult, so
Wait,
I
what is he
insist
talking
on.
about? Because the guy's from their side. That's what she was saying. And number two, like, that should be our judgment. Like, if you don't understand it, that's cool, but that's not a reason to object of the video because you don't understand what the guy's saying. Let us try to decide, or let us try to figure out what the guy's saying. Like, it's different if he object on a position of, oh, it's inappropriate, or excessively foul language, there's no correlation, that's one thing. But you can't just object because you don't fully understand what the person in the video is saying. Because
Objection.
now you're
Madam
just
Chair.
silencing voices.
Instead of a unanimous consent, the committee, I'm going to ask then that the committee vote as to whether or not to see the video. The clerk will report the vote.
Chair Rogers, on that vote, there are 26 ayes and 18 noes.
The ayes have it. We will watch the video. Okay.
But the one thing that is very
Okay, so they leave. I have a problem. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Democrats, y'all need to get it together. And I know I say this like every other video. I'm a registered Democrat, and I'm telling you, as a registered Democrat, Democrats, you need to get it together. Why are you leaving? For what? For why? Like, it's giving very much tantrum. It's giving very much, I didn't get what I want, so I'm going to, like, you're not taking a stand. You're actually turning away from the people that you represent. Because why are you leaving the committee room? Because over a video. Be for real. Yeah, I don't like that. Republican, I don't want to make it between Democrats and Republicans, because Republicans, they have their childish moments too. But this ain't about that right now. But goodness gracious, why are you leaving? Oh my gosh, that's annoying.
Genital surgery in someone that is underwent pubertal suppression. I do facial, chest surgery, and genital surgery. But the majority of my practice and sort of where my passion lies is really genital surgery cases. So I do a lot of vaginoplasty and a lot of phalloplasty. I would just say they're expanding in either direction. So yeah, a lot of adolescents presenting for surgical intervention, but also a lot of people that are like in their 70s sometimes coming in for genital surgery, and then everything in between. But the adolescents for sure present some unique challenges. Obviously, there's great evidence supporting pubertal suppression for a whole variety of benefits. But the one thing that is very new is genital surgery in someone that has underwent pubertal suppression. Not so much an issue in someone with assigned female at birth anatomy that undergoes a phalloplasty, because we're creating something with a free tissue transfer or a flap anyway, but a much bigger issue for an individual that's undergoing a penile inversion vaginoplasty, because we use all of that tissue to basically create the vulva as well as line the internal vaginal canal. And as a specialty, those of us that do a fairly high volume of genital gender affirming surgery, we've maybe done a handful of pubertally suppressed adolescents as a field, and no one's published on it yet. OHSU we're just putting our first series together as we're kind of learning and figuring out what works.
Wow.
But it's really changing things because you don't have enough tissue to line the vaginal canal. So you either have to take a skin graft or take skin from elsewhere or use some artificial product. The way that we're dealing with it is by using a robot, and we're basically performing intra-abdominal components of the surgery. So we're using peritoneum, which is the inner lining of the abdomen, to line most of the vaginal canal. And by doing that, that allows us to use all of the remaining tissue externally to create a vulva and try to make also an aesthetic result.
Wow.
Last week from Dr. Blair Peters.
Wow. That is why they walked out. That is why they did not want to show the video, because he clearly in his testimony, or in his interview, from what I gain and from a lot of you people who are probably watching gain, is that this is fairly new. This is fairly new. They are still learning as they go. And he struggles with those who are obviously younger age, minors and so forth, as opposed to someone who is older. And sorry, I'm just perplexed. I am highly perplexed, and this is a red flag. The Democrats in this committee should be ashamed of themselves. I'm not even joking. I think we've gotten to the point where people are so scared of the minority. Like, I don't know if they're getting their thoughts or their talking points or whatever from their Twitter timeline. If they think their social media is reality, that's not reality. People do not truly, whatever your Twitter timeline is telling you, I need you to get off social media and walk into real life and live real life and see the reality. Because the reality of it is like 91.9, whatever number percentage I said before, of people will agree with this amendment. Why are we putting our child through the physical changes prior to them being 18? Why would we fund that? That's not a red and blue. That's not a right and left. That's not liberal and conservative. That is just right and wrong. Why would you do that? Why? I honestly want to know why. Like, let's have this conversation. Why? That is not okay under any circumstance whatsoever. If a child knows who they are at 8, hear me when I say they will know who they are at 18. So why would we put them through something at 8 when the chances are so high, especially with this being fairly new? Children are not walking experiments. This is actually ridiculous.
Is a gender affirming
Wow.
surgery expert at the University of Oregon's Health and Science Division. Earlier today, just a few minutes ago, our colleagues on the left said that we didn't know what we were talking about. So when presented with a video that details exactly what it means to conduct surgery on a minor for gender affirming surgery, they left the room. They don't want
They don't.
the facts.
They don't. I will say it right here, right now. They don't. That is ridiculous. Like, I'm actually appalled that you would walk out. How old are we? Like, that is a bad look. That does not show you're standing up for anything. That does not show sign of protest that, like, I'm standing my ground. That gives very much childish. That gives very much running away from conversation. Because me, myself, if I truly believed in something 10 toes down 100%, you can't take me out no room. I don't care if the whole room disagrees with me. I will stand 10 toes down, point blank, period. I said what I said. Be for real, y'all.
As you heard from the specialist who does these surgeries, they don't know what they don't
Thank
know.
you.
They don't understand the long-term effects. There is not even published information, peer-reviewed information backing up the claims that our colleagues on the left have said. We are here today to fund children's hospitals, not to mutilate them with experimental surgeries that we do not have.
That's what it is. Call it what it is. Experimental surgeries. This, sorry, it's my hair. This man, or this professional said out of his own mouth, they do not know what they do not know. He said it out of his own mouth that this is fairly new. You got me all the way messed up. If I have a child who is 9 and who is going through this thing, who's going through like, oh, I feel like I'm in the wrong body, et cetera, and I go to a doctor who does this stuff and he tells me, oh, this is fairly new, we can still do the surgery. Like, he talks to me how the professional was talking. I'm taking my child out the room. Point blank, period. I wouldn't put my child through that anyway, but just saying as a scenario, if I were to, and he can't talk confidently in the procedure itself, we're leaving. I'll be like, child, I'm sorry. Baby, I'm sorry. Like, we're not doing that.
And data that backs up the claims that the left has made today. So I stand with my colleagues in funding these children's hospitals, but I also am very disappointed in my colleagues on the left who opted to leave the room in protest and refuse to watch a video from an expert on their own side. With that, Madam Chairwoman, I thank you for allowing me to show this video, and I yield back.
Gentlelady
That's
yields
a
back for
bad
the discussion on
look.
the amendment. Seeing none, the vote occurs on the Schreier amendment. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Nays have it. A recorded vote has been requested. The clerk
now
will
they're
call
coming
the
back
roll. Clerk will report the vote.
Chair Rogers, on that vote, there were 17 ayes and 26 noes.
The noes have it, and the amendment is not agreed to.
The problem with Democrats right now is that they have no backbone. Like, I guess I'll be the one to say it. Not all Democrats, obviously, but a lot of Democrats, they have no backbone. Like, this is what happens when you try to move with the world. You get what I'm saying? Like, you move with whatever the world is maneuvering into. Like, when you don't have a solid foundation of your own beliefs, policies, and proposals that you would present, and you just go where the wind goes, you go with where your Twitter timeline goes, stuff like this happens. Because I promise you, vast majority of those Democrats will actually probably believe, or not believe, probably agrees with Representative Kamek. They probably do. But they prioritize the political party prior than their personal beliefs. That's the problem. And you see it on both sides, really. People are just at a point in time where they prioritize political affiliation, political party before their personal morals, before their personal beliefs, and before their personal principles. Imagine going to bed every night knowing that, dang, I did not live in my truth because I value this party before my personal beliefs. Imagine that life. That's like one of the worst lives you can live. One thing that people cannot take away from me is my peace of mind. That's why whenever I'm like, even on TikTok, even though TikTok hasn't been really popping like that, people will question, how are you calling out Democrats and you're a Democrat? Look, I just so happen to be, whatchamacallit, I have a personality outside of politics. Me being a registered Democrat is not my personality, nor is it the foundation of my beliefs. God is. Like, so let's just get that straight. But yeah, this is ridiculous. The Democrats are 100% wrong in this. I'm not even gonna lie. And I think they're not. The main thing that they're wrong in is the walking out portion. Because I truly believe, like, let's say even aside from the disagreements as far as like the gender reassignment funding, public funding to go towards that. If we disagree, we disagree. Okay, cool. Even though I don't know how you disagree with that, but you know, just for a second conversation, if we disagree, okay, cool. But my thing is, why are you walking out? Like, if I was somebody who believed that, if I was someone who disagreed with Representative Kamek and I was sitting in that room and I saw the Democrats walk out, I would actually feel some type of way. Because you got elected to fight for you got elected to represent and fight for beliefs and fight for certain positions. And walking out is not fighting. That's running away. Period. Y'all can see this video kind of like shook me a little bit, but let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Yeah, we're just gonna leave it at that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to follow me on my social media, like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you're notified whenever I post a new video. And I hope y'all have a beautiful, beautiful, blessed day. God bless you. I love you all. And yeah, this is Uruak, connecting people with policy. Toodles.